What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about expansion. Am I right?
Yep.
We're talking about... what else?
Books being closed.
Oh, the books being closed. Should you be advertising that? And what was the last topic?
Outsider perspective.
Oh, that's a good one. Welcome back. Like I said, my name is Todd. I'm here with my wife and business partner, Jen.
Hello.
You're listening to the Hello Hair Pro podcast. Before we get started, we want to let you know this episode is sponsored by our friends at PingPong Design and Marketing, who want you to love your website again. So whether you need a website or you want to refresh or someone to check out your website, reach out to Chris and his team at PingPong. And it's not just for the hair industry. So PingPong is for, not going to help me out, fitness, beauty, and wellness industries.
Yes.
Definitely check them out. They're awesome. And they are giving our audience a special discount on any website or digital marketing campaign. So check out the show notes, reach out to Chris. Let us know if you have any questions because we work with them a lot.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And now to the show. So this one, we didn't have a set topic. So we picked like 3 little mini topics. Which one do you want to start with? It doesn't matter to me. While Jen's picking, we are actually, again, traveling. So we are, if you're watching on video, we have the avocado green room again. We are away. We're in Waterville, Maine. So central Maine.
Where I like to teach.
Yeah. Jen's teaching some classes tomorrow, and I just tagged along for the ride, I guess.
Well, we're going to meet up with one of the students we mentor too.
Yes. So we're doing that in a little bit, which will be fun.
We try to be productive on anything we can.
Yeah. Pack it in.
Yeah.
Which one of these do you want to start with?
I'd like to start with The Outsider because it's a big one and it influences my life immensely now. And I think I could have used it more throughout all of my years doing hair.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's important whether you are a stylist or you're behind the chair as an independent stylist or you're a business owner to get outside.
Anybody in any industry.
Yeah, you have to get outside of your bubble, your environment that you're in day to day to really, in my opinion, understand what's going on out there. But also in some points, it will help you with the direction of where you want your salon to be when you see things that you like, do not like, maybe just are relatable to another owner or another stylist and give you a new, like truly a new perspective. When we were opening Hello, one thing that really, I was at the dentist. I was literally at the dentist getting my teeth cleaned, and my hygienist before we get started was like, we need to see you in 6 months. And she's rebooking me while I'm sitting in her chair. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And when we were coming up with the concepts for Hello, one of the issues I had all the time was this backup at the front desk when you were checking out a client, and every stylist would come up and everybody wanted to have a hand in the play. And there was too many people at the front, whether it was trying to get your client booked.
I'm sorry, this was at your last salon, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
And any salon prior. We would always,
cool. So it's just like a common theme across the industry.
Completely. As an employee, I'd be like, get away from the desk, get out of the, don't hang out by the desk.
So do you mean people just hanging there, or were there systematic problems?
All of it.
Like there's a lot of bottleneck. There's clients waiting to check out.
Yes, the bottleneck part of
get iPads.
The checking out and making sure the ticket was correct and making sure they could get in the right spot they wanted. So when I was sitting,
why were the tickets so confusing? Oh, because you charge all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit mute. You can go.
Topic. So the hygienist is rescheduling me, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is so seamless. We need to have a booking system at the chair so you can reschedule people while they're processing before they're up at the front when they're ready to do 7 million other things in their life.
Yeah, because no one cares anymore.
And yeah, it just was like
when you're done with your hair appointment, you want to move on. Like I have kids, I have to go pick up.
Or I have to grocery shop, dinner. Or I have errands to run.
I have to grab gas, and whatever you have to do.
And it becomes an inconvenience. And truly, one of the things for Hello is like giving you back part of your day. So the inconvenience part is when you're checking out, then you have to still reschedule, and the anxiety if there's like 3 people in line behind you, and just all of the things. So it made sense to follow this model at the dentist office to just reschedule at the chair while you're processing, or after your haircut, whatever it is, before you went up front. And it was just mind blowing to me to take that perspective from the dentist's office. So when I say get outside of your salon or your environment, I don't just mean into another same exact environment or the same industry environment. Really get out and reflect on what's going on around you with all other businesses.
I love that. So I look at often industries that do stuff better than we could ever dream of doing it. So when we had laid out our thoughts and strategies and ideas for Hello and where that was going, we looked a lot, at least I did, I looked a lot at the hospitality industry. Because how do you want to feel? I want to feel relaxed. Well, when do you feel relaxed? I feel relaxed when I'm getting to my destination on a vacation. That's when I start to feel relaxed, not when I'm traveling there, although there are some things you can pull from airlines and different modalities of travel and whatever. But when I personally start to really feel like, okay, I'm on vacation is when I arrive. And what does that experience look like? And that was a big influence on how we do things at Hello. And I know, for example, and we don't have to go through the entire thing, but for example, I'm big on, when your client is coming in, be up front by the door to meet them. It makes people feel welcome.
Correct.
It's so simple. When somebody walks into a salon, especially a new client that's never been in, it's intimidating. It's like walking into a gym or walking into anywhere where you're vulnerable. So by having someone standing there smiling, greeting you, taking your jacket, offering you a coffee or a water, whatever, it's just like, oh, okay, now I can kick my feet up and relax.
Right. And having it be the hair pro that's doing your hair, even better.
Right. By meeting the person.
Yeah. Literally
right there.
the hair pro that's doing the hair should be there to meet their client. Don't be sitting out back waiting around for someone to come and get you.
No, don't sit in the
take the initiative to get
room.
out there.
Yes. You have a client.
Literally greet that person and make it, whether it's a long time client or a new time client, treat them both the same and treat them
client?
where you're a new time client. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
Client.
Yes. A new time client.
Whether it's a new time client or an old time client, meet them at the front, greet them as if you're so excited to see them. I just had a new client the other day and we had just been texting to book her appointment. And when she came in, I'm like, can I give you a hug? Because I feel like I'm excited for you to be here. I'm excited to do your hair. Like, imagine that. Like, they're like, wow, I feel like I already know you. Like, it's just, I was there to greet them, give them the tour, show them where it's at, and make them feel the most comfortable they could. So when we sit down to talk about hair, the anxiety hopefully is just so much lesser than it was when they walked in or prior to them coming in.
Agreed. And you can really do this with any industry. So if you're at home and you're like, yeah, that's cool. Like, how would I accomplish that? Think of how you want your client to feel. And then find somewhere that makes you feel that way.
I was actually going to flip that. Think of how you would want to feel.
Yeah,
exactly that.
Sure.
Like if you,
it works
how do
either
you
way.
want to be treated when you walk into any new place or anywhere where you're spending money? Like, and then replicate that. What's that feeling you want? And those are the people you're going to attract. And it's the most easiest for you to convey because it's the way you want to feel anyway.
Right. Right, for sure.
Seamless.
So it might be like your favorite restaurant. Maybe they do something every time you walk in. Maybe it's the fact that they use your name. I don't know, whatever. Draw off of every little detail and make it your own. But don't be afraid to steal.
Right.
I did see or I read about an example. It's stuck in my head now that I said airline. But what I saw with the airline example was someone was newer starting out and they were like, I really have a hard time filling like my Mondays and Tuesdays or whatever days. And someone suggested, like, why don't we ever in the hair industry look at the travel industry and how their pricing is based on demand in, like, I guess macro as well, but micro. So a Wednesday might be cheaper to travel because less people travel on Wednesdays. So they want more people to travel on Wednesdays. So maybe your pricing, and I'm not saying do this, I'm saying explore opportunities. Okay. Yes. So don't just jump in and be like, I base everything on Spirit Airlines. Oh, cool. Good for you. No, but like, who knows? For someone out there, that model might work really well. They might charge double their normal rate for a Saturday afternoon because everyone will pay that on a Saturday afternoon.
Right.
Whereas a Monday or Tuesday or whatever day, their rate might be slightly lower than their normal rate. Again, I don't know. I'm not a big fan on discounts, but if you took that money and extrapolated it out and looked at it over time, you're probably not discounting.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Right, and that's taking a step outside of where you are and just looking at what other industries do, and does it or could it apply to help your business? And everybody's going to be different. We one time, a while back, took a trip at a restaurant. It was like a hotel restaurant, I forget what it was. And this was back when I was struggling with my staff giving great consultations. So we had been given this really cool display with the menu of what they were offering that day for food and whatever, with the prices. And it even said, like, I guess in the hair world, if you're priced upon consultation, this was market price, but it was really cool the way it laid out. And I was like, oh my gosh, if we could bring this back at this was years ago when you like give out paper menus and stuff, to the salon, it would really help the staff I had currently help consult with their client and fully express the prices they were charging because it was right in front of them. And we just took that experience at that restaurant. I loved it. It made me feel great. It was very concise. It was very clear. And it was something I was missing in my business at the time.
The boards, right? You're
talking
the
about
boards. Like that super simple. Yes.
Yeah. And so at the time I was missing that in my business. So we came back, we had these boards made by somebody, and we printed up some menus, and everybody had their price list on it. So it was very easy for them to consult and not be so stressed about giving out the prices of the services they were given. And I just took it from an experience I had that made me feel great, and I'm like, oh, this would work today for what I'm doing. Not today in my business now, not at Hello, but 10 years ago, it worked.
We still do that.
Well, yeah, we use the iPad now. It's just very
technology instead of a printed menu.
But again, it's going back to like what's best for your business at the time. Right, is there. That's what worked for us at the time.
I think the point of this, and I think we both agree, is that it's okay to explore.
Yeah, like, you
need to have the conversation. You need to look at other industries, and not just hospitality, not just travel, not just restaurants, but I don't know, like look at how if you're ever wowed by service, make some notes.
Yeah. Repeat.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Steal. Why recreate the wheel?
I think it's important too, and I think it's easy to get stuck in your own head, especially when you're just doing your day to day. And let's say wherever you are, you're the owner, you're the independent, you're the stylist, I don't care who you are, the receptionist, the manager, whatever you've got going on. And basically you're just like, this just isn't working for me. Well, okay, dial that back. You got to figure out what's not working for you, but maybe you talk to some people that do that same job in this industry at different locations or different salons and ask them like, hey, how's it going for you? What if you're all having the same exact problem because right now just the world is shit? Or what if you're all having the same problem and you're like, you come up with an idea that you could all individually present to your individual bosses to help all of you get happier within the place you're at. Like there's so much to step outside of where you are and get outside of your bubble. Like for me, so with educating, a part of what I wanted to get out of it was I wanted to get in other salons because through COVID and everything else, I was just like, I felt like I was drowning at times. And I step into those salons and these owners feel the exact same way that I do. And I'm like, whoa, this is just a time period thing. This is going to pass. Now I know it's going to pass because I'm an intelligent individual, but to hear other people's stories and they're going through it, we all just came collectively, like we just needed to just literally vent it out. There's no solution. We just got to hang on. Gotcha.
We don't have a car crash.
Yeah.
So here we go. I'm going to disagree with you. There's always a fucking solution. Figure it out.
Yes, and pivot, innovate, and all that.
Up,
yes, and we all discussed what we were doing. But it was a moment of just being like, shit sucks right now, and that's okay. It's going to change, and this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And it was just really amazing almost to just all come together on that subject that was like, I guess I felt alone a little bit on, and it kind of put a new pep in my step and move on. So it was cool.
That is cool. So before we move on to the next topic, unless you have anything else.
Nope.
I do want to remind people, you should have some sort of metric in place. So if you say, for example, you go to an amazing, give me a business, I don't know. Say you're at your lawyer, right?
Sure.
And you need them to check a lease for you. I don't know. I'm just coming up with random shit.
Okay.
And you're nervous. Because you're like, what if the lease is bad? What if this? What if that? If that lawyer does something for you, right? And you're like, oh, that made me feel a lot better. I'm going to try that or a version of that in my business. And you say, I'm going to give it, 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say to me or anybody, you might not even know me, but you say to me, it didn't work. I would say, what didn't work? Well, that. Well, what did you want it to do? So my point is, if you don't define these things and what you want them to do, then none of this matters anyways.
Right.
So you need to go back to your fundamentals, your core principles, all that stuff, and make it work for your business. And then say like, I want our clients, I want to make our clients feel so great that they are literally running to Google after and leaving a review. Like that might be your goal. And we need to get our reviews up. Your goal might be, I really want my clients to rebook. Your goal might be, I really want my clients to refer. Unless you decide that stuff, you might get 2 of each, 3, 4, 10, 100, whatever, how busy you are, of each of those. And while that's great, you only wanted the one thing.
Right.
So unless you define that ahead of time, there's nothing for you to market against.
Right. You don't have a metric system at that point.
Exactly. Moving on.
Sure.
Okay, so here's a topic. I fell into this. I don't know if you fell into this at your last business. I'll let you speak for yourself. But the idea that expansion will solve your problems.
Yes.
So I'll start. You started first on the last one. So I had a gym, and my gym was fine. It was nothing special. It was a good gym, but it wasn't doing, as far as a business, it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. I didn't understand marketing, advertising, sales, none of it.
Most people don't.
Right. I understand. We got some stuff. We got some stuff coming. First of all, reach out to PingPong, Chris, and his team, because
PingPong.
They will help you. But
yes.
So I didn't understand any of that stuff. So what did I do? I doubled the size of my gym. I was
because if it's bigger, you're going to make more money, even though when it was smaller, you didn't.
So, right.
So crazy.
So I expanded, and so we knocked down a wall, we took over another bay, and we doubled our square footage. We had people come in, but I never set any metrics like I just talked about. So I don't know if those people were coming in because we expanded. Doubt it. Right? No one came in and they're like, oh, I heard you got bigger. So I came in. I was waiting till you got more square footage. So I want people to be careful with the idea that expansion will solve your problems, because well, in my case, I doubled not doubled because all my other bills didn't double, but my rent doubled. Mm-hmm. And for almost no reason.
Right.
I just thought, if I build it, they will come. Mm-hmm. Again, I needed marketing.
It's a young business mentality.
I needed sales. Mm-hmm. I needed all that.
There's so many other things you could have added on to that plate at the time.
Should have and needed to.
Yeah, before expanding.
I fucked up.
So, as you know, you, Todd, the rest of you maybe not, I did the same fuck up. I had my last salon, and somehow adding a bathroom, an office, and a space for retail seemed like the best way to expand to make money, which is just a friggin' hell Silly. No. Like, the office made us nothing. The bathroom did nothing for us. Cool.
No one used it.
And we already
us.
had a space for our retail. We didn't need to. We almost doubled our rent also. And for the amount of square footage, that made us $0. So we weren't profitable to begin with, but somehow adding that we thought would make us more money, and all it did was put us more in the red. And it's just an odd mindset that I think a lot of people have. We did at the time, that, if we grow this and it's bigger and it looks better, that we're going to draw more business in, and it did nothing of that. It just put us, like I said, more behind, which would have been better for us to spend it on marketing and
attracting staff,
things
like that,
all kinds of things first, to then, and at that point, if you want like a hint, if I was going to expand again like that, it would have been to add more stages, to build my staff, things that actually produced real tangible things that I could measure for revenue, not just for retail and office and another bathroom.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Learn from our mistakes because they were major, and both businesses no longer operate, not maybe because exactly of those things, but because they should have been done very differently.
Not
and
not because of those things at all, to be honest with you.
But and the metrics should have been different.
Those things don't help. There could have been more money. And I think this is a conversation that we should have. This is a great podcast conversation on its own, but you need money to do things. So when you have money, don't just expand. Like, you have to have a reason to. I mean, you do what you want. It's your business. So if you're listening and you're like, go fuck yourself, I'm expanding.
Go for it.
Good for you.
Just
what I'm telling you is.
Keep us in mind.
Don't call me. I'm not fixing it. Those passive aggressive posts. If you cut your own bangs, I am not fixing that shit.
I'll fix the shit out of all your hair if you fuck it up. But
I think there are a lot of things that you should do and a lot of steps that you should take before expanding.
Agreed.
At all.
And I think the steps that need to be taken before expansion are hard work steps. I'm not saying to expand is not hard, because it is. Like,
that's pretty easy. I mean, I knocked a fucking wall down and put some.
For you, for us, it was money, and we had to get the money to do it all. But we could have got that money and done better things to build up what was going to be profitable for us. That's all.
Right. And so we're actually talking. We talked on the ride over here from the restaurant at lunch about expanding Hello slightly. Well, we need to make sure that all makes sense before we do anything. Yeah. And this isn't even anything major.
And interestingly enough, I think because of the situations we had in our prior businesses, when we talk about expanding or how do we, grow things in our space, we look at it creatively first as to maybe how to do it in a way that doesn't cost us a lot of money to make sure it works and makes sense. And then, like, what's the next step if that seems to be progressing? Then where do we go?
Well, there needs to be a return on investment. If there's not, then I don't want any part of it, really. I mean, I don't want to expand. Say you expand and you add space and whatever, and now you do your numbers, and if anyone's doing numbers out there, should be. But get with your accountant if you're not looking at your numbers monthly or daily. Yes. If the return on investment, like if I'm going to break even or make my money back after 6 years, I'll find somewhere else to put money. It doesn't make sense to me.
And you don't always need more space to expand your business.
No, you almost never need more space.
I say that because you have probably so much dead space in your current business that it's just recreating the space, and that takes just being a little bit creative, like moving stuff around, shuffling things to make it more fun and exciting. And you can probably do a ton with what you already have, but basically decluttering the space to make room for things that will benefit your business and make more revenue.
Facts, people, facts.
Mm-hmm. And that might even mean, honestly, like a coaching call with us or something, to be like, I'm looking at my space and I don't see it. Can I have another eye? We've brought people in.
Draw it out. I want to draw it out. I want to go in there and draw it out.
Yeah. We have someone that we worked with when we first designed our salon a bit to help with our design of our stations and stuff, that we brought in before we ordered anything and was like, what do you see that we missed? And we switched something because he was like, I would do this, not that. This is why. And we thought about it and was like, I didn't think of it that way. So sometimes you just need someone to come in and look at your space and like, hey, what do you think about this, this, and this? And then it's, again, at the end of the day, it's your space. Do what you want with it.
Right.
But it doesn't always mean taking on more square footage to do the things that you dream about. It's just maybe reconfiguring and moving some stuff around and a fresh look in your space.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else really to add. You probably don't need more square footage. You probably don't. You might, but you probably don't. And for the love of all that is holy, whatever the fuck you believe in, okay? Do not expand to appear a certain way.
Oh, yes.
To the public or to your peers.
I can tell you this. There are some rich effing people out there that you might look at and you think they're poor, because they appear to you to not walk the walk, and they have more money than you can ever think of. So don't think that aesthetically you have to look a certain way to appear like you're doing well. Like that's not why you should be doing things in your business.
No.
Don't fall into that trap because it's a big one.
Yeah. And your business should appear how you want your business to appear, not how other people want your business to appear.
And only you truly
Aesthetic,
know what
vibe, everything.
What makes you feel successful. That's your feeling.
And I've had people criticize Hello. I had somebody that had somebody else look at our website, look at all of our stuff, and just trying to help and give us feedback. And they were like, it doesn't feel homey. No shit. You know why? Motherfucker.
We don't want it to be like your home.
The last thing I want is my salon barbershop to feel like your home.
Yeah.
Why would I want that?
No.
I think a lot of people go in, and this isn't a design episode, but a lot of people go in and they're like, I need tchotchkes everywhere and I need fucking all these things.
And all it does is crowd your creative space.
No, just
don't do that.
Have some decorations and stuff. Cool. Make it feel, you don't want sterile, but kind of like if I had my way, everywhere would look like a hospital. Every wall would be.
I do add a few little decorations to make
every
it a little
wall
softer.
In my perfect world. Every single wall would be whiteboard, so that we could just draw out ideas. Because that's how I am. I would stop. We're at a bed and breakfast. There's a hallway to get out to the truck. If I have an idea, I would like to stop and jot it down on that wall so I can get it later. I think that comes from my gym background.
Need a whiteboard wall. Actually, now that you just said that,
we can put that in the blue room that's turning into the white room.
Yes. Actually, yeah, it's a cool idea. I like it.
For sure.
I gotta write that down. Whiteboard wall.
Anything else on that topic before we move on? We have one more.
No.
Okay.
I think we killed that one. Ready, steady, go.
Okay. So, ready, steady, go. So, should you be posting on social media that your books are closed?
Take your hand.
Now, before
smack yourself in the forehead.
We say anything. Too late. Jen already said something.
Couldn't help it.
Before I say anything and give my 2 cents, you have to do what you think is best for you. What I'm talking about, what we're talking about right now, is business.
Yes.
It's how to optimize. That's a key word there. Your business. I don't want your business to do well. I want your business to be optimized. I don't want your business to be average, which is, I believe I heard someone talking about profit in salons, and they were saying it was not 8% anymore, that it's actually closer to 5%.
That's insane.
I do not want you at 5% profitability. So, books closed. Should you be posting your books are closed? You're not accepting new clients.
I say absolutely not.
Yeah,
so
absolutely
I
not.
actually,
Thanks for tuning in. Next episode, check us out on.
If you're someone out there and you're listening that you do have books closed, I'd love for you to reach out. I just would love to see where your mindset's at, because I'm curious. I've been doing hair for 23 years. I've never ever posted books closed.
Can I take a guess
I've
at it?
I've never ever posted I'm not accepting new clients ever.
Can I take just a stab? It's Instagram and they want to appear a certain way.
I would have to agree. I'm hoping someone out there
so busy
is intelligent enough though to give me a better answer than that.
Oh, I hope so too, but
so
come on.
It's weird to me, and here's why. If you're that busy, first of all, you should be raising your prices.
Raise them up.
Like, that doesn't even make sense. And second of all, every single software out there now has a cancellation list. So rather than books closed, It should be you put someone new. I talked to someone the other day that wanted to be a hair extension client. I don't have room for her. She also wasn't my jam, but I didn't have room for her either. And so I was just like, I'm not.
So then you posted books closed on Instagram.
I didn't. I just said,
okay.
I can't get you in for 8 weeks for this service to be able to, in an extension world, I have to be able to do it and then keep her, to maintain her. So I'm like, we've got to push you out to here. If you want something sooner, I can refer you out, whatever. Or I could have offered, she wasn't a client for me either way. Weren't a good match, but if I wanted her to be my client, a cancellation list. Like, hey, I have this available if you want to take it. And then if something comes up sooner, what are your days that you prefer, timing, and then we can move you up and have a discussion then. So I don't understand this mentality of books closed when you have the advantage of a cancellation list, and you should always be bringing in new people to offset those that are about to leave or going to leave, that move, that can't handle your next price increase. Like all of those things. It's just so bizarre to me.
It is bizarre. And so,
And yes, I guess the Instagram side of it, of looking or appealing like that, if that makes you feel successful, that's weird to me too, because you're literally sitting in purgatory waiting to die because you have nobody new coming in when everyone else leaves. Not everyone, some.
so I worked for a restaurant, and it was we were like borderline fine dining. I don't know if I would say we were fine dining, but we were pretty close.
Newburyport?
Yeah.
I'd say fine dining.
We did some cool shit there.
It was
Cool. We accomplished a lot of cool stuff there, the team that was there, and I'm still proud to be part of that team that I was on, because I learned so much. And I have, like, some of our core principles actually come from the chef that I worked with at that business. Either way, we were only taking reservations for a few months, and we were booked because we were new. And then something happened. You know what happened?
No.
People stopped calling.
Oh.
Couldn't get in. You could never get in.
Right.
Why would I call there? They're always full. So I said to the manager that was over me at the time, we need to open our books. We need to almost hold tables for walk-ins. And they were like, but then you're not guaranteed the money. And I said, well, you're not guaranteed the money either way. Like, people can no show, there are all sorts of things. Like, people can have emergencies or whatever, or there's booking errors. So what I did, because I'm always like trying to, well, this goes back to point number 1, which is get outside of your business. So what I did was I went to, I think it was in Gloucester. Somebody set me up with another restaurant.
Okay.
And I went there and I shadowed their front desk so that I could learn how to better seat tables. That's
really cool.
So it was, and it was, I cared about this place deeply.
I did. Trust me.
I wanted that place to succeed.
Was near and dear to my heart. Yeah. Agreed.
It was special. So
very.
I came back and I said, give me a shot. Let me run the front. Just let me give it a shot. Every single wait staff that we had said, I've never made money like I made tonight. The entire kitchen staff was like, that was smooth as fuck. Because normally in a restaurant, if you worked in a restaurant business, you get those big waves and you just smash the kitchen. Everyone's pissed off.
It's bad.
Then the waitresses are pissed off, or the wait staff. And then the bar's backed up because drink tickets are coming. It's just, it's out of control. You can't
it snowballs.
Run that like that. So what I did was I eliminated that. But there was never a books closed again. There was never a reservation only. There was never a, you could always,
and if
you could always have a chance to get a table with us.
If you're listening,
even though we were booked, because we held things at that 70 to 80%. So what I want to get into right now is that when you look at your book and you're like, well, I'm 110% booked out. Congratulations. You're not really. Because of all those things, like, people get sick. We just had a fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it is what it is. So people are weird with stuff. So you're losing some people there. They don't feel good. They don't want to come in. Is that good or bad? That's not for this podcast. Things are going to come up where people forget that they have an appointment and don't show up. You might be sick. You might be on vacation. So really what you're looking at is like that 80% booked mark. That's your 100. That's your new 100. You want to push it to 85 to feel better about yourself? Push it to 85. I don't really give a shit. But when we work the numbers, we want to work from that 80 to 85% booked. You don't want to work from 100% booked, because you should never be 100% booked.
Right.
Because life isn't 100%.
Yeah.
And then you always have room for new clients.
Yes.
So that's great that you're booked, but what if your beautiful, absolutely best client ever was gonna come in, but your books are closed? You never even met that person. You're limiting your fucking opportunities.
I just wrote this word down, which was opportunity. You're
because
truly
of what?
shutting yourself off to all the opportunities that could come your way.
There's no way you have
Agreed.
say you have 200 clients. I don't know how many an average stylist has. I don't care. Say you have 200 clients. All 200 of them are ideal clients, avatars, 5 stars. No,
I
you
used to
want
have
some of
people
them to
ask
drop
all the time,
off.
like, I really like to tell my friend, are you still
I don't know why I'm getting worked up.
Well, because it's frustrating. And when I would be asked, am I taking new clients? I'm like, of course I am, always. Like, as long as they can get in when I have the next opening and they're willing to work with the schedule, I would love to see them. Like, I would never not want to even and check it out. And here's the other part. Like I'll take the new client. I just recently had a new one. My schedule doesn't work for her, like just getting in and whatever. And I did her haircut. She needed a color the next week. I referred her to one of our stylists who then now will see her for both of her services. So there's just so many opportunities. That client would have never even stepped into our salon if I didn't take her for the haircut and then be like, okay, I can't take it for your color, but this is who I would recommend. And even if you're an independent person, I hope you're still in a team atmosphere where you would be happy to build up the people around you too.
Oh, I hope so.
Because then
if not, get out of where you're at.
Can't take them in the future, you can have them back or whatever. There's just this whole world of where it's like, it's just about getting together and collaborating and getting the people what they need.
We have to get rid of that scarcity mindset that there's not enough people and I need to maintain
Everybody
all my
needs
people.
their
And
hair done.
if Mike goes to Jen, I'm losing. No. Like, for example, what you just said about that client, and if it's the same client that I booked for you, it was a while back. And I was like, yeah, you can see Jen, but it was like 5 or 6 weeks. Maybe it was longer. I don't know. And she was like, I'll wait, because she had some specific questions and things. And I said, yeah, Jen would love to see you. Just, it's going to be a bit out. So if it was, no, Jen's books are closed. And I know this isn't all about money, but when you talk about business, the more money you have or the more profit you have, you can do more things and help more people. So that's why I bring up money. But that money would have went to another salon, which I'm not talking bad about other salons. I want other salons to do just as well as we do.
But we want us and our staff to do.
We need us and our staff because we have 3 kids at home that need to eat.
Yeah.
Right? We have a lifestyle. We have Celeste Pizzas from Marley. we have a lifestyle that we enjoy. And we have a staff that we want to take care of and provide opportunities for.
Absolutely.
So we need that money to be in our salon, and we're good at getting it. So, anything else?
No.
Okay. I guess we'll wrap up there.
Those are some great topics.
Yeah, that was a fun sort of. We should do more multi-topic.
I like it.
Episodes.
Honestly, feel free to reach out if you need help with any of these or just getting yourself on track, because we'd love to set up a coaching call and lay out whatever it is that you need to get yourself or your business aligned
For
where you want it to be to bring you happiness.
Reach out, and if you don't mind, don't forget to hit
like,
subscribe, and all that stuff.
Give us some comments.
And turn on the notifications. Do that. Helps out. Don't forget to check out PingPong too. Chris and his team are awesome. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.